Light, little. Young lady, you are a demon in woman form.
I will make you powerless in this parish and bring you down unless you agree with my term.
Young lady, you are welcome to this family of God.
Thank you. It is a privilege to come to your parish.
Why do you bring me here? Aha, I am more powerful.
My mission is to bring down every man of God through sex, and I will take their anointing to enrich my kingdom.
She looked harmless, gentle, quiet, almost shy. But every pastor who laid a hand on her lost his fire. 3 cities, 3 fallen men of God, and 1 woman whose beauty wasn't entirely human. But this time, she walked into the wrong church. This is the story of Leora. Leora's beauty was the kind that made the wind pause just to study her. Her skin carried a warm bronze glow, like fresh honey touched by sunrise. Her eyes were calm, deep, and unsettling, water that knew secrets. When she moved, her hips swayed like poetry. Her scent floated before her like soft music. People remembered her without knowing why. Her voice gentle, her smile warm, her presence magnetic. But under her flowing dresses, hidden from the world, she wore a string of strange, colorful beads. No one had ever seen them, but they seemed to hum when she walked, as if they were alive. Leora did not hunt fame or riches. She hunted light, the light carried by men who stood on altars, men whose prayers shook rooms, men whose touch broke chains. She wanted only them, and every pastor who fell for her beauty lost his strength forever. Their fire dimmed, their voices cracked, their ministries crumbled. Now in the sun-bright city of Lumokco, Leora stepped through the gates of Grace Temple, a large white church crowded with worshipers in their Sunday best. She smiled softly. Big church, strong anointing, she whispered. Perfect. When she entered the compound, conversations paused. Choir members missed notes. Ushers stared before remembering to breathe. After service, Pastor Elias, young and fiery, greeted newcomers outside. Good morning, Pastor, she said, her voice warm as evening air. He smiled politely. God bless you, sister. I was touched by your message, she said. I want to sow a seed. By Monday morning, 2 new air conditioners arrived at the church gate, then microphones, then speakers, then elegant chairs. The elders were amazed. Pastor Elias was grateful, and Leora smiled, knowing she had his attention. On Thursday evening, she called him. Pastor, the rest of my donation has arrived. Please, come bless my home before they're taken to church. And that was how the door opened. Pastor Elias arrived at Leora's home with joy. Her gifts had already transformed the sanctuary. Everyone spoke of her generosity. Her home sat quietly under almond trees. She opened the door wearing a soft flowing gown. A warm scent, vanilla and rain, wrapped around him. Pastor, she said, smiling gently, you honor me. Please sit. He sat. The air changed. The light dimmed. His heart raced. Her beads jingled faintly beneath her dress. Pastor, she whispered, you pray for so many. But who prays for you? He tried to answer, but his tongue felt heavy. The man of God fell that night, slowly and helplessly. And when he left her house before midnight, the fire he once carried stayed behind with her beads. That night he dreamed of a dark church, a melted cross, and Leora calling his name. His Bible turned to ash in his hands. By morning, the anointing that once roared through him was only an echo. Within weeks, his sermons grew hollow. The church attendance thinned. His wife left in tears, and Leora dropped a new bead into a clay bowl beside her bed. 1 bead for every fallen man. 6 months later, Leora arrived in Port Davin, a loud coastal city. Her target, Prophet Micah, founder of Rivers of Renewal Ministry. The man was known for miracles. Blind eyes opened. Cripples walked. Barrenness turned to laughter. People said his voice could break chains. She liked that. She preferred the strong ones. She entered his church during worship. The atmosphere shook with anointing. People fell under power. Prophet Micah stood tall, commanding. No weapon formed against this house shall prosper. Leora smiled. We shall see. After service, she approached him, soft and shy. Daddy, I want to sow a big seed. And she did. Truckloads of instruments and 2 giant generators. The church rejoiced. But Thursday night, she called him. Daddy, the rest of the items are at my home. Please, come bless them. He resisted. She insisted. Her voice wrapped around him like smoke. He went. And just like Elias before him, Prophet Micah fell. The next morning he dreamed of deep waters pulling him under. A voice whispered, "The river flows through you now." Within weeks his church collapsed. His voice weakened. His fire died. And far away, Leora dipped a bead into water and smiled. If you love this story, please subscribe, like and share this video, and do not forget to share your opinion about this story. It is your support that helps us to keep bringing new story weekly. Thank you. By the time she reached Haven Rock City, Leora no longer rushed. She had perfected her craft. Her new target, Apostle Rowan Blake, leader of Dominion Light Chapel, a fortress-like church filled with thousands. People called him the Lion of the Altar. His words carried undeniable power. Leora approached him differently this time. She joined the welfare team, cooked, cleaned, served quietly. Her humility disarmed everyone. One evening after service, he noticed her. "You're new here?" "Yes, Daddy. You serve with such sincerity. What's your name?" "Leora," she said softly. That was how it began. Weeks passed. He began to notice her more than he should. One evening, she approached him. "Daddy, I have a gift for the ministry. Too heavy to carry. Can you bless it at my home?" He hesitated, then agreed. Her house glowed with candlelight. The boxes were labeled Dominion Light Ministry Equipment. He prayed. She listened. But with each passing second, her presence pressed on his spirit. He fell. By morning, he was found unconscious. Doctors blamed exhaustion. Church members whispered spiritual attack. Within weeks, Dominion Light lost its fire, and Leora left the city with a faint smile. Now Leora walked into Benenfall City, calm and confident. She had become a shadow that slipped from church to church. Her new target, Pastor Adrian Cole, widely called the Fire Prophet. Calm, smiling. But when he prayed, the atmosphere trembled. Leora liked him already. She tried her usual strategy: massive donations, sweet phone calls, requests for home blessings. But Pastor Adrian refused every request. "Thank you, my daughter, but I will send my ministers." No man of God had ever declined her requests. Her smile faltered. She tried again. "Daddy, watch, please, I feel attacked. Please come pray for me." He replied gently, "The grace that works through me also works through my team. They will come." This time her beads didn't hum. They trembled. She felt something she hadn't felt in years: frustration and fear. Meanwhile, in his prayer room, Pastor Adrian knelt, sweating, praying, "Lord." Pastor Adrian did not sleep the night Leora vanished. His prayer room smelled of burnt incense and something far older, like river mud left too long in the sun. The shattered beads lay on the floor before him, their colors dulled into ash-gray stones. They no longer hummed or glowed, yet they carried a heaviness that made the room feel smaller. He sat on the floor for hours, replaying everything. Her scream, her face folding into years, her body dissolving into smoke, and the silence afterward. He wasn't afraid. No, fear wasn't the weight sitting on his chest. It was grief, a strange, aching grief for a woman who had destroyed so many yet spoke like someone who had once wanted good. Someone who had once been human before she bargained her humanity away. At dawn, he finally rose and walked into the main sanctuary. The early sun filtered through high stained glass windows, painting the church interior in soft gold and crimson. But the beauty felt hollow. A sorrow clung to every bench. He knelt at the altar. "Lord," he whispered, "why did you show me this assignment? Why me?" No answer came, only the muted chirping of morning birds outside. But he knew the truth. He had sensed it since the first moment he saw Leora. She wasn't the real enemy. She was a doorway, a vessel, a carrier, a warning. And now that she was gone, the darkness behind her story would not simply retreat. Darkness rarely leaves quietly. Later that morning, he called the remaining elders of the fallen pastors, men who had been destroyed by Leora's charm. They met in a quiet conference room in Haven Rock. 5 old men carrying scars of ministries that used to roar like fire. One of them, Elder Ndem, spoke first. "She took our sons," he said, voice rough with age. "Leora, what did she truly want?" Pastor Adrian told them everything, the beads, the deception, the curse, the river ritual, the old woman, the final scream. They listened in silence, breathing heavily, shoulders sinking deeper with every word. When he finished, Elder Ndem wiped his face and exhaled slowly. "She was not the first," he whispered. Pastor Adrian stiffened. "What do you mean?" Another elder, thin, tall, and trembling, leaned forward. "There were whispers, years ago, before your generation, before Elias, before Rowan, stories of women who hunted anointing, not for pleasure, not for flesh, but for power." Pastor Adrian frowned. "Witches?" "No," the elder said, "not witches, servants." "Servants of who?" The room felt painfully silent. Finally, Elder Ndem whispered a name. "Ikena." The moment he said it, the lights flickered. Pastor Adrian felt a chill slide down his spine. "Who is Ikena?" he asked quietly. The elders exchanged slow, weighted glances. Elder Ndem spoke again. "A river spirit older than most kingdoms. If you love this story, please like and share this story. Let us know if we should proceed to part 2 of this video or create something different you may love in our channel. Your feedback is a true support to us create better videos.